About 10 years ago, my brother gave me this book on Having No Head by Douglas Harding. And back then, I was already deep into meditation. I thought I understood awareness and presence and maybe even ego dissolution. But this Headless Way seemed a little absurd. It seemed like maybe it was too simple to even mean anything. So I put the book down, but a decade later, I opened it again. And this time, something clicked. Because what Harding is talking about isn't a philosophy or a belief. It is a direct experience showing us who we really are. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And if you're wondering why this book looks so tatty, you can blame Rocky.
What have you done to my book? What have you done to my book?
Douglas Harding was a British philosopher and mystic, and his idea was radical but simple. He called it having no head. His point was that when we look for the head in our direct experience from the first person point of view, it simply isn't there. Look right now. Look at what you are looking out of. Do you see a head? Or do you see a boundless field of experience with colours and sights and sensations all appearing in this open, self-luminous space? This is what Harding was talking about. To notice in any given moment that we are not the face, the me peering out from behind the eyes, this centre that we imagine ourselves to have. Instead, we are boundless awareness. And in that boundless awareness, in this openness, the world appears. Everything that you perceive, the sight of this desk and the microphone, the sound of my voice, all of it appearing in openness. And this is what Harding called headlessness. It's very similar to Ramana Maharshi's recognition that we are not the body. Maharshi said, the belief that we have a body, that we have form, is the primal ignorance. And what Harding is saying is that the easiest way to drop into this space is to look for our own head. I say the easiest way, but as I mentioned, I didn't get this when I first read it. It took me another 10 years before I picked up the book and really realized what he was saying. I was too wrapped up in concepts, and I think I was looking for a practice that I could do. But this practice is less of doing something and rather just noticing. And noticing is much more subtle. It slips away when we try to grasp it. It's like, when you look at the stars, and sometimes they're much easier to see when you don't look directly at them. The practice is to drop into this space again and again. When thoughts quieten, there it is. Luminous awareness, openness, boundless without center. It's not about achieving some altered state. It's about seeing things as they really are. And when we do, we realize that the sense of me as a small, separate being starts to dissolve. Normally, the ego places us at the very center of experience. I am here looking out. But Harding flips it. Instead of being a tiny person in this vast world, the world is appearing in us. Not in me, the story self, but in open awareness, who we truly are. And that's the really profound part of it, the softening of separation. The world no longer being out there, but in here, in this luminous field of awareness. And this can actually change how we live our lives, because when we notice we have no head, then anger feels different, fear feels different, even compassion deepens, because what I take to be you is appearing in the same open space as me. The line between us isn't where we thought it was. 10 years ago, when my brother gave me this book, I couldn't understand. I wanted complex practices, long meditations, and a clear map. Now with a little more practice, and maybe a little more letting go, I can see the simplicity of what Harding was trying to say. Noticing headlessness isn't dramatic. It doesn't knock you over with bliss. It's simple, it's quiet, and it's obvious. And yet it changes everything. Harding said, the best day of my life, my rebirth day so to speak, was when I found I had no head. And that's because he discovered the vastness of awareness itself. So let's try it together. Right now, notice what you are looking out of. Do you see a head there? Or do you see a vast, open, luminous space that the world appears in? That is the headless way. Simple, ordinary, and waiting in every moment.